Charlemagne the Great was a towering figure of medieval Europe. Also known as Charles the Great, Charlemagne united Western Europe under his rule, fostering education and cultural revival during the Carolingian Renaissance. During the period of his reign, the Islamic world was ruled by Harun Al-Rashid. As the fifth Abbasid Caliph, Harun presided over the Islamic Golden Age, transforming Baghdad into a center of intellectual exchange and artistic brilliance, while expanding the influence of the Abbasid Caliphate. Today, we are going to discuss what would have happened if these two legends had met on the battlefield. Born in the Frankish kingdom in 742 AD, Charlemagne, also known as Charles the Great, ascended to power as the king of the Franks in 768 AD. His reign marked a transformative period in European history. With a towering stature and a mind that rivaled his ambition, Charlemagne embarked on a tireless mission to unify Western Europe under his rule. In 800 AD, he received the prestigious title of Holy Roman Emperor, cementing his ties with the Catholic Church. Before I proceed further, I have a humble request. I would greatly appreciate if you could support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Now let's continue. Beyond his political prowess, Charlemagne displayed a fervent passion for education and culture. His reign witnessed a revival of learning, now known as the Carolingian Renaissance. The preservation of manuscripts, the establishment of monastic schools, and the promotion of Latin literacy bore his imprint. Charlemagne's military campaigns further expanded his dominion, stretching from modern-day France to parts of Germany and Italy. On the other hand, born in 763 AD in the illustrious city of Baghdad, Harun al-Rashid rose to become the fifth Abbasid Caliph, a dynasty known for its cultural and intellectual achievements. His reign, 786 to 809 AD, coincided with the zenith of the Islamic Golden Age. Baghdad, his capital, transformed into a dazzling center of knowledge, art, and trade. Harun's reign saw the compilation of the famous Arabian Nights tales, highlighting the cultural vibrancy of his era. His patronage extended to scholars of diverse backgrounds, fostering an atmosphere of intellectual exchange and innovation. The House of Wisdom, an iconic center of learning, flourished under his rule, translating and preserving ancient Greek, Roman, and Persian works. Intriguingly, Harun's reign also witnessed both military conquests and diplomatic alliances, as he aimed to secure and expand his caliphate's influence in the Middle East. Charlemagne's military tactics revolved around swift campaigns and decisive battles. His army, consisting of heavily armored cavalry, known as knights, and infantry, relied on coordinated movements to overwhelm his foes. Employing a combination of heavy cavalry, infantry, and archers, he favored disciplined formations that drew inspiration from Roman tactics. His Carolingian minnow formation, resembling a fish-scale arrangement, showcased his innovative approach. Charlemagne's leadership emphasized personal valor and loyalty to his cause, forging a bond of camaraderie among his troops. His conquests, such as the Saxon Wars, exemplified his use of military might to extend his authority and spread Christianity. Harun's approach was multifaceted, blending diplomacy, intelligence, and military strength. His armies were composed of professional soldiers, supported by well-equipped cavalry. Harun's leadership style leaned towards a balance between martial prowess and strategic foresight. He was known for his use of spies and ambassadors, employing cunning tactics in both offensive and defensive scenarios. A significant example of his strategy was during the Byzantine-Arab Wars, where he negotiated truces and forged alliances to secure his empire's borders. Charlemagne and Harun showcase differing yet effective strategies. Charlemagne's direct, forceful approach aimed at territorial expansion and centralized rule, while Harun's subtler tactics maintained stability and fortified borders through diplomacy and defense. The former's reliance on his warlords contrasted with the latter's amalgamation of military might and cunning negotiations. Charlemagne's forces numbered around 20,000 to 30,000 troops during major campaigns. Their strength lay in their heavy cavalry charges and tight infantry formations, allowing them to break enemy lines and maintain discipline. Harun commanded armies of comparable size, estimated at 20,000 to 40,000 troops, although variations occurred depending on campaigns. His armies featured skilled horse archers, well-trained infantry, and a focus on siege warfare, enabling tactical flexibility. Charlemagne's Frankish Empire bore a grand vision of a unified Christian Europe under his rule. His territorial ambitions encompassed vast stretches of land, from modern-day France and Germany to parts of Italy and Spain. His expansionist motives were intrinsically tied to spreading Christianity and consolidating a centralized authority. Charlemagne's coronation as Holy Roman Emperor in 800 AD solidified his political and religious influence, setting the stage for his imperial ambitions. On the other hand, Harun's Abbasid Caliphate harbored ambitions of dominance in the Islamic world. His rule marked an era of territorial stability, cultural renaissance, and diplomatic prowess. Harun sought to extend the Abbasid influence by consolidating the Caliphate's control over key regions in the Middle East. His reign saw the Caliphate's zenith, fostering trade and intellectual exchange that enriched the empire's treasury and prestige. The expanding domains of Charlemagne and Harun positioned them as two colossal forces on the global stage. Their ambitions, while divergent in nature, shared the common goal of expanding their respective realms. This very divergence, however, could have set the stage for a potential battlefield confrontation. Charlemagne's efforts to forge a united Christian Europe might have come into conflict with Harun's aspirations of Islamic dominance, leading to a clash of civilizations and ambitions. Both had armies of similar sizes, and as we have seen, both leaders were cunning when it came to strategy and diplomacy, so it is not easy to draw a conclusion on who would win. But I will try to discuss on different outcomes. On the battlefield, Charlemagne's Frankish forces could harness their heavy cavalry's might, using disciplined charges to break the enemy lines. The combination of knights and infantry, orchestrated with precision, could allow Charlemagne to exploit openings in Harun's defense. The Caliphate's infantry, formidable as they were, struggled against the sheer impact of the Frankish charge, leading to disarray. Charlemagne's leadership experience and hands-on approach gave his troops a morale boost, pushing them to secure key strategic positions. Overwhelmed, Harun's forces could fall into disarray, leading to his defeat. There is also a possibility that Harun Al-Rashid, perceptive of Charlemagne's military tactics, could employ a mix of infantry and horse archers to create a fluid and adaptable formation. They could lure the Frankish knights into terrain that negates their charges, allowing the Caliphate's horse archers to whittle down the Frankish ranks with hit-and-run tactics. Harun's calculated maneuvers could disrupt Charlemagne's disciplined formations, creating chaos among the Frankish infantry. His forces could exploit terrain features to funnel and isolate sections of the Frankish army, gradually eroding their cohesion. Charlemagne's personal valor and leadership would prove insufficient to counter Harun's strategic finesse, leading to Charlemagne's defeat. Going by both these leaders' personality, there is another possibility that the leaders recognize the futility of mutual destruction. Charlemagne, appreciating the strength of Harun al-Rashid's forces and the challenges of unfamiliar terrain, proposes a diplomatic solution. Harun al-Rashid, equally aware of the formidable Frankish army and the potential losses, agrees to a parley. The negotiations could result in territorial concessions and trade agreements, with both leaders recognizing the benefits of avoiding a costly engagement. This resolution, while sparing lives, could establish a precedent for peaceful diplomacy between the West and the Islamic world. If you ask my opinion, I think Harun al-Rashid could win, but at a great cost nonetheless. I would say that Harun's Abbasid forces might have had a slight advantage. Harun's use of strategic mobility, horse archers, and adaptable formations could potentially counter Charlemagne's heavy cavalry charges. However, it's crucial to reiterate that this is just a speculative assessment based on limited information and historical interpretation. The actual outcome would be influenced by a multitude of unpredictable factors, and the balance could easily shift in favor of Charlemagne based on different circumstances. What do you think? Could Charlemagne defeat Harun al-Rashid? Let me know in the comments section. That's all for today. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. I will see you in the next episodes of The Battle in History. Until then, take care and have a great day ahead.